You're here early. Sometimes it's good to be early. But our show starts at a specific time. You should remember that. Let's get started then, shall we?
Dllon, I don't give a what you think about a co-host and freshen up my show.
It might not be flashy, but sometimes you just gotta toss another person to make a statement.
My show's about the people's podcast. Everyone has a voice. I don't need a co-host. Go listen to one of the other 5,000 shows with a co-host because they don't have a mouth like the big guy.
Opie, are you a career killer with Tim Sabian, yourself, and many others?
Be myself. Never had real issues with those people. They just understood that I was a different bird. The rest of them, though, I'm like, oh, shut up. I'm paying your salary because the ratings are so good, so shut up.
Right.
Live from
Somewhere.
it's
Dllon.
Good whatever to you, whenever you are listening to this episode of Cohost Auditions. I am your co-host, Dllon, and this is my self-taped audition to be the co-host of a much more popular YouTuber who already gets that sweet, sweet monetization money, whereas I am about a third of the way there on subscribers and watch hours, so crawling my way to monetization, but really that's just a sign to show you are popular enough to get the paywall type of content going, because that is where the money is at, and YouTube changes their mind all the time on what is and is not allowed to be monetized, such as not being able to say the "f" word up front here. There's a bunch of "f" words you can't say up front, isn't there? Today, we are visiting the Am I the Asshole subreddit. Initially, I wanted to do this with our buddy Justin Van Ness, and unfortunately, after 3 episodes, he quit YouTube entirely. And yeah, those first 3 were not good. His reading compensation, his reading abilities were as good as my speaking abilities. Fucking garbage. And it wasn't something that he was passionate about. So unfortunately, Justin Van Ness does not have more Am I the Asshole episodes that we can check out to see if he improved or not. Because he's like, fuck this. I'm not passionate about this. I'm not good at it. I'm not going to continue doing it. It seemed like it was his partner / producer who was more of a fan of getting that YouTube channel going. No, today we are visiting with Charlotte Dobre, I believe is how her last name is pronounced. She is quite popular. Let's see how many views this has. 1.7 million subscribers, 600,000 views on this year-old video. I believe this was her first subreddit of Am I the Asshole reactions. So we've got 2, one that it appears is the first and another that is the most recent, released just 4 days ago. So here we go. She has got on a white long sleeve shirt in this one, a black in the other one. I'm wearing my green one. We complement each other nicely. She is a very attractive lady. I am a not ugly man. So all right, let's see if there is any type of chemistry here while I talk to her video.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome to Toxic Reddit, where I get to live out my fantasies of being Judge Judy. Court is in session. Am I the a-hole for leaving negative reviews on my son's book? Yes, moving on. All right.
Wait. Before you go right to yes, was this Reddit post written by Asa Melendez? Because she would be completely within her right if she reviewed John Melendez's book and said, I gotta be honest, internet, thumbs down. Then he begged her to give it a good review, and nope, can't do that. Gotta get an alt account to give you a good review because the Asa Melendez account said, my son's book stinks. So I believe that Charlotte is going to go into a further explanation here, but she is triggered by the mother not immediately being encouraging of her son's piece of shit book.
All right. Well, let's hear this person out. Let's get some context, I guess. Like how I've already made up my mind. Long backstory that explains why I did this.
And I actually just noticed her background all purple, like the colors of Cohost auditions. Look how much we complement each other. I've already complimented you on your. I believe that she got her hair did in this one. Most of the episodes, she's got the straight hair. So you're the straight hair. I'm the curly man. I was trying to make a straight man pun there, and that was a swing and a miss.
My son's 14. A while ago, he came to us saying he loved writing and wanted to write a book. He wanted us to pay for the editor for it and art for a book cover. Now he's tried a ton of other things, sports, music, etc. And usually
That doesn't sound cheap. For a 14-year-old, that is probably 2 birthdays and 2 Christmases for the amount that costs. I know there are kids that say this can be my Christmas and birthday gift. This is 2 years worth of Christmas and birthday gifts to get all these artists and publishers and all that shenanigans. Minimum 2 big holiday presents, 2 complete years for.
usually gives up after a month. So I was hesitant to give him money for this, but I made a deal. I would pay for a basic edit if he finishes the book. My wife is an artist, so she could whip something up for the cover. I thought,
Okay, fantastic. Wait. Okay, this must be the dad. Since I started out thinking this was Asa Melendez, I was thinking that this was a woman writing this. Could be a lesbian couple. We'll see.
that was fair, and my wife thought so too. Well, a few months go by without anything, and I assume he gave up. But 4 months ago, he brought us a finished book. I'm sorry, what? Your son is 14 and he wrote a book?
She's got some fun post-production on this. Those giant eyes, thumbs up. Obviously, I'm doing this as a live stream, so no post-production here. That will be on the Hindsight Rewrite show that I started getting clips together for, then started dragging my feet again because it is a big undertaking, the Plinkett-style inspired type of review.
I was excited because this was the first time he committed to something, especially since we didn't push.
Ooh, actually, can I have his book? I've been talking for quite a while how I love script doctoring. That goes absolutely for pros as well. Can I help? And that is the problem. The fact that he himself is the only one that wrote this book, the only one that's laid eyes on it, that thinks it's a good thing. You need a peer review process to help you make a good book instead of just a book.
Push him to do it. Of course, I held to my part of the deal, paid for an editor, and my wife made a cover for publishing an ebook. I was proud of him since I dabbled in writing when I was around his age and could have been published
Dabble, drink.
myself. But life got in the way with an unexpected pregnancy, and our lives focused on him. He published over a month ago. He was getting a bit full of
Oh, so you do have some contempt for this child. Unexpected pregnancy that ruined your hopes and dreams.
himself, though, thinking about becoming a famous author. I was worried he was getting a big head, and I wasn't ready to expect how people would react to his work. I wanted him to keep level head.
She has a little bit of a jaunty type of vaudeville music in the background as well. Some of these YouTubers, they enjoy having a music bed in the background. I do approve of this jaunty vaudeville type of music, as heard yesterday on TikTok around the clock. Fanboy flicks I've mentioned a few times. I really enjoy weird movies with Mark. He's got a solid music bed underneath him that's silly.
Head, so he knew he could still improve and keep working at it. Okay. So I started to leave neutral reviews, 3-star reviews on his Amazon page with fake accounts. Roll.
Okay, he published it a month ago. I got off on my tangent of talking about music, and I kind of lost some of the comprehension of that. So he published it. He was thinking he was getting famous. Okay, so now we are back up to speed. They got a affordable editor, and that is a second set of eyes. This self-publishing, as like with James Rolfe's book, was there an editor, James Rolfe? That's one I would really enjoy reviewing. I do have a pleasure in poking at the angry video game nerd for having such a thin skin and not taking well to constructive critiques or hyperbolic critiques when that is what he has made his career on, is hyperbolically critiquing others' art. Guys, why are you being so mean? Why are you being negative? Can't you just be happy for me? Oh, really? Angry video game nerd? We can't show any emotion but positivity towards your works. So anyways, back to the book. This 14-year-old has self-published it. There was an editor. His wife did the illustrations. And now dad is leaving some neutral 3-star reviews.
Reviews, 3-star reviews on his Amazon page with fake accounts. Bro, he took it well, saying that it was fair, but he didn't take it too seriously because he said the reviews didn't seem like they had read the book and he would brush them off. Did you?
Okay, Charlotte and I had the same thought. Did you read your son's book, or does this unexpected pregnancy who you have contempt for, you just assume? And the editor, the editor, it's their job to shine it up and make it all nice. Waver has his own type of process for writing, maybe hit the bong too. And that's something that I used to do, but no longer peeing green. I was peeing green for quite some time, and just gonna give it the old break. I'll probably be back one day because boy, is that bong hit fun.
Did you read the book? I'm sorry, before I go any further, did you read the book? To be fair,
she had a very solid, just expressionless there. Very well, Charlotte. I may want to cast you if I ever get that pilot up and running again. Actually, we might need to give you a different hair color. My leading lady is also a redhead. It might be a little confusing.
I haven't had the time to read it. Shut up! Oh no. To be fair, I haven't had the time to read it.
I haven't had the time to read it. No, this is your long distaste for this child ruining your hopes and dreams coming to surface. Finally, that's what's going on.
Shut up! Oh no. Are you?
And yeah, that's another problem. If you were going to pretend to be several people who read this book by your child, you should read your child's book.
Are you serious? Are you freaking serious right now? So my reviews were vague. Well, yeah, it's kind of what happens when you don't read something before you review it. I cannot believe this right now. Is this actually a person? This is a real person? This is your son?
This is his son, and this, I think I have done a solid amateur psychology read on this dad with the information that he's let trickle through that he didn't mean to. Dad actually don't like his son. Dad had hopes and dreams, and he is pissed 14 years later that they did not come to, that he didn't even get to try them. Stupid fucking kid. No, he's gets to live his dream. I didn't get to live my dream. I had to fucking raise this piece of shit.
Son. This is your son, okay? Never in my wildest dreams do I read my negative comments and think that they are someone I know, let alone my own mother or father. But now you have scared me. We all think it's just random people on the internet and those words can't hurt us. But if it's the people that we know and we love, I left harsher 1-star reviews because he didn't take the...
Still, Dad did not read the book to leave the harsher 1-star reviews. He's... Dad doesn't like his child. It's one of those, I bet he loves his child. It's one of those where you love a family member, but you don't like them. There's just this certain inherent thing there as a parent that he loves his child, but he doesn't like him at all.
The earlier one seriously and really dug into it, complaining about specific pages. Okay, so this is something that you do before the book is published. You give constructive criticism. I would skip to a specific page.
And Charlotte is a creative person. She has over on her Twitter that she is a writer, so she knows the process. This is something that Dad could have helped out before they sent it to the editor to help son shine that on up. But nope, turning my back to this thing that my son is passionate about. And earlier in this Am I the Asshole article, Dad said that he thought that he gave him a month. Come back in a month. The son took 4 months because he took it seriously. And it took him 4 months to complete the task at hand to finish a book.
And type how the review hated this or that thing to add more details so he would take it more seriously. Well, he broke down crying. Around dinner the other day, saying he hated the reviews he's getting on the book. He wants to keep writing, but he's too scared to publish again, which might be for the best if he can't handle a bit of critique from strangers on the internet. You're not a stranger, you're his dad! My wife knew I was doing this as I tell her everything, but she blames me, saying I went too far. I only left 6 or so reviews, and he's at
How many alts do you have, Dad? How many did you have ready to go? Is this like Kyle's dad over on South Park, where he is just a functioning human being in everyday life, but when he gets on the internet, he is just the trolliest of trolls and causes just mass damage and had these alt accounts just ready to go? Your sock drawer was already filled. Why do you have so many sock accounts, Dad?
under 2 stars, so it's not a 1-star review bomb. Yeah, but dude, you do realize that you leaving those reviews is preventing other people from wanting to buy the book, right? This isn't just like I'm giving him constructive criticism. You're affecting whether or not this book will sell and your son will be a success. Dude, you're like sabotaging his career. And I think it's because he's a writer and you're not. Didn't realize that you could take out your own frustration on not making it as something on your own children. But apparently,
oh, you don't have those type of parents, Charlotte. You have parents that very much encouraged you. No, there are those type of parents. As I have psychoanalyzed this dad, who just are very angry that their kids took away what could have been.
I was wrong. I went soft on most of them, but I admit I went harder on 1 or 2 1-stars. My wife says I need to tell him the truth and just do a relaunch, but I want to stick to my guns on this one. If he can't get through this, he won't make it and won't become a good author if that's what he really wants.
But you don't know if he's on his way to being a good author. You didn't help him before he published. This isn't helping him after he published. You really want to be mean to your child, but through a surrogate of sock accounts.
I'm baffled. I am baffled by your behavior. You want to know how I know that you're jealous of your own son? You won't read his book. What if it's actually really, really good? Maybe it's actually good and you're just...
Yeah, I don't know if my shit was good when I was 14. I like to think so. I don't think I have anything when I was 14, but I was very much more a natural than everyone else in my high school creative writing class. So I had that going for me. Maybe this kid did too.
You're just taking this dream that he has and you're crapping all over it with your shiza, your dookies. Like you're 100% the a-hole.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I did stop writing for a while after a middle school teacher really gave me an unnecessarily negative review on a biography of a Canadian that I did, Bret Hart, of course. Why wouldn't it be Bret Hart? And yeah, they didn't want an assignment. They wanted like an artifact. Like you could gave it like why did you do this research and write this and write this story? Why didn't you bring in an action figure of Bret Hart in the ring with you with some toys? Motherfucker. This was my passion. I was able to find a way to pervert your just come in and show and tell assignment and turn it into something showing off my passion, and didn't read it. Here's a C because you didn't bring in your toys. You didn't bring in a Canadian artifact. You did your passion. Fuck you, cunt. Oh, yes. I can really get fired up about that twat so much.
But let's see what everybody else had to say. He's clearly jealous of the son because he did what he couldn't do at his age. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Am I the a-hole for manipulating my son by leaving fake bad reviews on his book to keep his ego in check? That's what I don't get. What if he has an ego because it's actually good? Listen, ego is seen as kind of a bad thing, all right? Every time that you meet someone with a big ego, whatever, it's like obviously not an endearing quality. But in order to be successful, you have to believe in yourself, which comes with a certain amount of ego, okay?
Eddie Murphy, what do you think of this dad who didn't read his son's book before or after it was published, and then just to show him a thing or two, started using sock accounts to give negative reviews? What do you think, Eddie Murphy?
Yes! Yes! Fuck you too!
You're the asshole, Dad. Charlotte, myself, and Eddie Murphy all agree on it.
Okay? You have to believe in yourself and you have to believe in your own work, because if you don't, then who the hell else will believe in it?
This has been the Advice on Success with Charlotte Dobre.
The kid is literally 14.
Okay, Dobre with a ray, not an
Of course, he'd think that when he
There's a joke in there. I'm not going to touch it. You can go ahead and finish that.
finished writing a book at 14. But instead, you want to ruin it and let him cry his eyes out. Terrible father, you're the a-hole. How the hell are they fair reviews if he hasn't read the book? Might be for the best since he can't handle critique. Bruh, you're literally cyberbullying your dad and my brother.
And we will skip the rest of those and get to the second, Am I the Asshole? On the first one. It appears that the commenters, everyone is against you, Dad. Therapist for the father, and some peer review groups for the son, because peer reviewing helps you get your writing better. That's where my scripts are. I'm gone as far as I can with my scripts on my own. I need a peer review group to tell me if indeed my 1982 wrestling pilot is indeed good or not, because I really find it very solid. Oh, and one other. I've got that one and one sitcom that I am very proud of. The name of it is Harvey. That is the wacky neighbor character, and there's a lot of heart in it with the couple that are the lead. Harvey can take over the whole thing. When I went into meetings with other people developing this, we started just going down the Harvey rabbit hole. It's like, guys, nope, I told you, this Kramer character, this crazy next door neighbor character of Harvey, and it's named Harvey because I pictured Harvey Firestein in the lead as the crazy next door neighbor. So that is Harvey and my wrestling pilot. Those are on the top of the list of what I would like to get produced and what I would like to get some peer reviews of. If we have some authors, actually, there is a beloved chatter who is an author. I will see if I can rope him in to some peer reviewing and see if he'll review the Angry Video Game Nerds book with me, because boy, do I love poking that guy. And Red Cow Media, those folks really got a big following from nerd bashing. And oh, I don't know if this isn't a James Rolfe episode. I love bashing that guy so much.
My brother's place was inappropriate. Leaving her. You're the a-hole. Am I the a-hole for telling?
Oh, and glad I backed up there a little bit. She has a nice little animation in her CGI court, giving her gavel of, yes, you are the asshole.
Telling my wife that leaving her used pad in my brother's place was inappropriate. In what context? Where'd she leave it? Where'd she put it? In the like on the floor or like on his counter? Go on. Order in the court. Settle down. I like how having my hair like this also kind of looks like I have one of those like judge wigs on. Petition to have.
And she does put on a judgy voice, a very pretentious voice. That is something that I did when I read my monologues for my stand-up comedy. And for those wondering what monologues I read, here is a little sample of some of the great Hollywood monologues that I read as giving my own performance of in my stand-up comedy.
Oh, good for you. Give me a fucking answer. What don't you get about it?
And many open mic sets are 5 minutes per person. That ran the whole 5 minutes. So thank you, Christian Bale. And, oh, I forget the name of the guy he was yelling at. It's been a while since I did that. I'd have to go back to my notes to get that memorized again.
To have Charlotte do her hair like this every time she does an Am I the A-hole video. My wife and I were invited to my brother's 31st birthday. He's single and lives alone in his apartment. So to give you that.
Rochi is throwing a vote on the opposite end. He does not agree with myself, Charlotte, and those commenters. That dad is not the asshole.
Heads up, my wife and him don't get along so well. We can be civil enough to sit at the same table. So we went and had dinner and talked and everything, and it was going well. No argument till after my wife went to use the bathroom. Later, my brother went to use the bathroom, then came back looking pissed. He kept giving me and my wife looks, but I didn't know what was going on until he pulled me aside before we left and told me that my wife had left her used pad in his bathroom.
That's usually where they go. Was it in the toilet? Was she one of those toilet padders it all depends if it was in the toilet. If it's in the toilet, then yeah, she's the asshole.
What was she supposed to do with it? Carry it around? Okay, what? I was shocked and didn't know what to say because this felt highly inappropriate. It's only inappropriate because you seem to have a problem with women's periods. He said he didn't appreciate what my wife did and it was a sign of disrespect toward him. I apologized profoundly and said I didn't know about it. He asked me to speak to her or she wouldn't be welcome in his place anymore. Because she has a period, you know, she like can't help that, right? We don't like carry around our used pads and tampons with us. That's what garbages are for. We got in the
Is she? There's not a compartment for bloody objects in purses, sir. That's it. Yeah. You
car and I asked
leave it
my
in the
wife
trash.
about it. She nonchalantly said there was nothing wrong with what she did and my brother was being ridiculous. I flipped and told her it was very inappropriate for her to leave her used pad in his place, even if it was in the bathroom and in the trash can, bro. Because it made him uncomfortable. Wow, wait till he sees what
Is he a preteen? Does he not understand how female bodies work? Is that why he's upset?
being in a relationship
About
is like.
periods?
She yelled, asking what she was supposed to do, and I told her she could have took it with her and threw it outside, not in his bathroom.
I would really actually like if she threw it out in his bushes. You can blame the local teens for that chicanery, throwing their pads just all in the bushes. Fucking teens. I was actually at a New Year's party, and there were 2 used pads found in the cleanup, just on the floor, not in the bathroom. The lady had no time for the bathroom. Well, what do you think of this, Chuck McGill? These pads being left abound just on the floor and in the bushes outside.
You think this is bad? This chicanery? He's done worse.
Oh, he's done worse. Chuck McGill there is talking about a transitioned person. Transitioning.
That's my brother's place, and he told me how he felt about it. She yelled at me, calling my brother an okay, yeah, tiptoeing around it for sure, and made me an asshole for getting in her face about it. She said she needed.
Am I going to be demonetized for this video because I'm not using AITA? I am using the word asshole over and over again. And that's one of those funny words where, like, back in the late 90s, early 2000s on radio, if someone called in and said the word asshole, a caller, they'd let it go by, but the hosts were not allowed to say asshole. And the chants of Vince McMahon on WWF Raw in 1999, asshole, asshole. They don't allow those anymore, and they discouraged actual people from saying asshole on the mic.
Needed to use the bathroom, and it's not like the pad was visible since she dumped it in the trash can. At home, we still argued about it, and she kept on calling me and my brother names. She's currently not speaking to me and is avoiding me entirely. I think that's for a variety of reasons. It doesn't surprise me. Let's just say that. Regardless, I felt like it's his place and he gets to express what makes him uncomfortable in it. Or he could like not make your wife uncomfortable about having her period. Like, what the hell? That is so awkward. Like, chill.
Sounds like the brother is a minor attracted person. I think once the periods happen, then that just reminds him of how much he hates their developing body of becoming a real human. Let's look into this brother. I think he is a kid toucher.
Out.
Throw that in the wild accusations tab there, that this brother touches kids.
Edit, I can't give info or expand on what was seen, but I can tell you that the trash can does not have a lid. It's not like one of those trash cans that have a lid on top and you can push it. What I want to emphasize is on the fact that as guests, we should respect people's homes and not argue about what makes them uncomfortable. I'm sorry, but if your brother has a home and he's inviting people over, and those people might be women, they might have their period and they might need to put things in the trash can. Imagine getting angry about like people coming over and using your bathroom to take, you know, it kind of makes me uncomfortable.
Oh, do you guys remember that OCD woman? Oh no, it wasn't OCD. It was that super cheapo woman who wouldn't buy toilet paper. She had reusable rags that she would wash and had people come over for parties. And yes, you use the rag and put them over here. And as much as she washed them, there were still brown shit stains on those reusable ass rags.
When you come here and you dookie in my bathroom, like, why can't you just hold it? Disgusting. He said it made him uncomfortable, and that should, in my opinion, be acknowledged. It should be acknowledged that he's making your wife feel uncomfortable about a natural thing that she can't help. She literally can't help it. We don't control that. Oh, see, the way you were describing it made it seem like she left it unwrapped on the edge of the sink or something, but she threw it away in the bin that's meant for trash. So yeah, you're the a-hole. Please walk me through the logic here, because I'm like, you lost me. The pad is too disgusting to put in the bathroom trash can, so you would rather that she put it in a pocket or her purse to carry it around instead. That's a good point. It's too disgusting for the literal trash can, so she should instead carry it on her person during a birthday party.
That does seem what the brother prefers to have had happen, is being in my trash can is not the place for it. You should have carried it with you back to the dinner table like a civilized human being. Having a bloody rag here at the dinner table is much more civilized than having it there in my trash can. What's the matter with you, lady? So she went through a bunch more comments, but I'm really only concerned with what our host for the day thinks of it.
So he comes over, I like spruce up the place, I'm super excited, and then, you know, we're like making out a little bit. And I tell him, I give him a heads up, oh, by the way, like, I have my period. Buddy, he would not touch me after that. It was absolutely stupid. And like, I gotta say,
oh, now she's relating stories from her past. So just being having that time of the month made a former boyfriend of hers. And to me, guys, there's no reason to avoid period sex. It's warmer and wetter. It's better, actually.
real men don't care, all right? I'm sorry, are you gonna go to war and be grossed out by some blood? No, you're not. Warriors do not care about blood, let alone period blood. You're grossed out by a period? Oh, come on. How do you think we feel about it? It happens to us every month, and you're grossed out about it? I'm just saying, warriors.
Looks like I missed out on her second judgment of that, but we see what her judgment was, and I am very suspicious of the brother not liking adult people. I think we should watch him, and he should be on a list and have that special pumpkin out on Halloween telling adults, you probably shouldn't trick or treat here. We're going to get to Charlotte's most recent reading of Am I the Asshole? But in between is when I do my little shill segment here. Ask you guys to email me if you would like to be on Chatting with Beloved Chatters. I've noticed it's kind of a social phobia of mine, booking guests, asking people to be on the show. But I do have to bring back a guest who's been wanting to come back and talk about one subject. I will get him on the line, and hopefully I can have him on for next week. And the inroads I made with that other chatter who is a fellow author, hopefully he will be on soon. But this is the shill segment where I ask you to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to know when I am going live. It won't be 11:30 a.m. Eastern coming up soon. I'm going to move it around to avoid the bigger streamer that we have some crossover audience, and as well kind of have a job coming up soon. Going to go out and fill some applications once I'm done here. So yeah, that notification bell will help you know the new broadcast live streaming time of my shows here. So give that a like. Thank you for chatting and commenting after the video is over as well. Also helps. Even negative comments help. Like deleting negative comments is counterintuitive. Any comment helps at all. So that's that's something kind of like Carl Hamburger asks you to leave 5 stars and a negative comment. If you want to bust my balls in the comments, that helps me just as much as giving me a positive comment once the video is over. And maybe one day I can be popular like Charlotte Dobre here. And here is her most recent video. And this was from 4 days ago. 536,000 likes, already on its way to beating that last video she had, because her audience is now used to watching her videos on the regular. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot while I'm in the shill segment. What is this game? Returning on the 17th over on Annie O'Ryan's channel. We will be talking about the Batman on Switch. Just one of them. They released all three. So starting with Arkham Asylum, Annie's channel, WITGS. Oh, what is this game? She has not played the Arkham games. I fucking love the Arkham games. So looking forward to that. I have a Discord as well. And I should open back up the voice chat. There's one person, the one person who I closed it down for. I'm like, I should probably go ahead and kick them off the Discord. I don't want to kick anyone, but there is one exact person who was drama mongering that I'm like, I think I have to kick you from the Discord because of that drama mongering that you were doing, telling us all about those people who you don't like and saying all of you should not like them as well. Actually, it was a whole group. Yeah, I should probably get rid of that person before I open up the voice chat over on the Discord. Johnny A breakdown on the pilot would rock. The pilots of mine, or just a pilot in general. But yeah, I do have the Harvey pilot and the wrestling pilot. That one I had to consult. Every pilot I've done has been for like a half hour. The wrestling one is like an hour. I call it That 70s Show meets Hell on Wheels. It's when you say this verse, this meets that. It helps the people with the money, the potential executive producers, understand it better and be easier to write the check. All right, Johnny wants to hear mine. The Harvey one would be easier. I honestly want to rewrite it because in referring back to it, I was writing the pilot to satisfy a former child actor who had an awful concept. And I was like, I can shine this concept up and maybe we can sell it one day. But he was more interested in smelling his own farts than making a good collaborative project. And it didn't go anywhere. But anyways, there's one character that I don't think is necessary that was made to cater to him. When I'm going back, I'm like, I don't know if we bit, but I'd have to start all over again. I am very obsessive about world building. I have to have a skeleton and know what the season 2 finale is going to be, or what I want it to be, because things can always change. See How I Met Your Mother for something they thought was a good idea that they should have realized by season 4 or 5. Oh, this is actually a bad idea. Let's have the father have dementia. Let's have Ted have dementia and just telling his kids stories over and over again rather than the mother being dead. What a fucking awful ending. Fuck you, How I Met Your Mother. Anyways, I forget the point I was making about my own writings there. Oh yes, I'd have to start all over again on the world building of if I were to eliminate that one character. But I am being rude to our host, Charlotte Dobre, by talking about myself so much and not getting to her and letting her read some more subreddits from her most recent video. Take it away, Charlotte.
Hey everybody, welcome back. These entitled X's had nothing but the audacity. Am I the a-hole?
A lot more post-production. She has the camera moving around in post-production a lot more than she did in that first one. She's gotten a lot more. I guess that's a zoomer thing. As a millennial, I am fine with this static camera and some things flashing up and going away and some fun little audio drops.
Computer sentences them to death by Snoo Snoo.
Yeah!
And I don't like the cuts in the middle of a static shot. But that is something that the Zoomers not only seem to like, but enjoy over the. Yeah, she is catering to the younger audience, as you should do, whereas my audience is leaning more towards the mid 30s to mid 50s.
For canceling a vacation because my wife can't pay her share after helping her adult son and ex-husband.
What? What?
My wife, 44 female, makes quite a bit.
I do like her drops. Having a Spaceballs drop, I should. There are a lot of fun Spaceballs drops. I should get some of those.
Less than me, 45 male. So our joint expenses are split 70-30. For the most part, things like vacations and where we bought a house are decided based on what she can afford. But there have been several times I've paid in full for vacations to places I really enjoy and wanted to share the experience.
Such as Hedonism 3. I believe Hedonism 3 is the Swingers Hedonism, right? We have some Stern fans here. Is that the one that Brent Hatley went to?
With her. She has a 23-year-old son from her previous marriage. When she and I got together, I told her I wouldn't mind paying extra for things here and there until her son was 18 and working or in school so she could take care of him. For the majority of our relationship, he has lived with his father. He decided against college or trade school and hasn't expressed any interest in starting to figure out a plan for the immediate future, let alone his life.
I believe I went back to college at 23. So this kid is on the Dllon from somewhere trajectory of twiddling his thumbs for a few years and then being like, I don't think I want to be a restaurant owner. That is the natural extension of here what I'm doing, working in a restaurant, being a restaurant manager for the past several years. Let's go to school so we can hang out in the background of television shows. And that was fun for a few years until Hollywood was like, you know what? What if we had computers wandering around in the background and killing a middle class? God damn it, Fran Drescher. You were supposed to be our Sarah Connor. You caved to public pressure and let the Midwest win when they were like, all right, it's about time to have them new TV shows on CBS. You were not our Sarah Connor at all, Fran Drescher.
23. I mean, I didn't really figure things out when I was 23, but that's also not the new husband's responsibility. It's his dad's responsibility and his mom's responsibility. He floats from job to job, and his father is pretty much the same since the kid graduated. Therein lies the problem. Every few months, they'll call her for a few $100s here, a few hundred there, $20 this week, 80 the next. Sometimes it's her son.
Okay, that's something I didn't do at 23. I was self-sufficient in paying for myself, and I saved a couple of bucks.
Calling for help. Sometimes it's her ex-husband. This has caused her to be short on funds for our plans or things she volunteered to cover on more than one occasion. Ooh, yeah.
That sucks.
I mean, he is 23. Like, he is an adult now. And like, after a certain point, you really got to stop asking your.
Yeah, Charlotte is doing well at this. She speaks well. She looks great. Yeah, she speaks weller than I do. And that was not a Chipperson joke because he is banned from the program for a couple of weeks. So those shitty jokes, I will take full responsibility for.
Your parents.
But Mom.
It's one thing if you're really, really struggling, but if you don't want to go to school and you can't keep a job, if you keep going to your parents and asking for money, you're never going to learn that you need to start standing on your own 2 feet. Her reasoning when it's her ex asking is that since
feet people.
Her son lives with him, she has to help him. I get that to a point. Just because she was married at one point, that does not mean she has to give her ex any money whatsoever.
Sad.
Unless she legally has to pay child support, but you don't pay.
That's kind of reverse alimony. Well, I guess it's still alimony, but the lady giving money to the man usually isn't a thing. Well, I guess I can kind of see that. The son's living with me, so she's getting into fucking details here.
Pay child
on to the main point.
After they're 18.
Grow up!
We were supposed to go on a vacation later.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's 23. So we've had 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 5 years of this second husband getting pissed off at this fucking leech.
later
Of a
this month.
stepson.
Nothing major or fancy, but just time away. We agreed to split the cost, and all that was left to pay for were the hotels, rental car, and some reservations. Her ex-husband called needing help getting his car out of impound and getting caught up on rent. Their son hasn't been able to get
like deadbeat father, like deadbeat son. Okay, this second husband, I'm seeing what's going on here. He is a successful guy, and husband number one is a loser. All right, that John Cena drop is one. I need to get my notebook out for the new drops. I want to get the John Cena loser. Norm Macdonald, he's a real jerk. That needs to go on the drop board right here next to Jay Sherman. What do you think of this deadbeat father and this deadbeat son, Jay Sherman?
It stinks.
It would be more appropriate if you said he stinks. Calling this person and it is kind of mean, Jay Sherman.
Get work without the car because he doesn't want to ride a bike or take a bus. What? Okay, yeah, maybe you don't want to ride the bus or bike because you've gotten accustomed to driving, but when other
I don't want to. I didn't want to do that at all ever in Los Angeles, but when my car needed to go into the shop for a couple of weeks at 2 different points, bussing it up I did, and had to walk. I was actually very lucky in the background work I got during that time because the studio was just a short walk away from the metro stations. So lucky fellow. And there are some background actors that kind of don't even have a plan for how they're going to get home. And me, I wouldn't straight up ask people in that time. There would be some people just kind of prostituting, trying to be a backseat prostitute. I guess a lot of prostitutes are backseat prostitutes. Anyone that do car dates are backseat prostitutes. But yeah, just, can I have a ride? Can I have a ride? That was something that like, all right, as long as we're not out too late, we can still get a metro, because the Uber, it just too damn expensive.
other people can't afford to drive or can't drive for some reason, they walk, they take the bus, or they ride a bike. Almost $5,000 later, they're set up.
And if they have an alien in the seat, as that picture did, they can fly part of the way too.
But my wife told me she can't pay for her portion of our vacation. Wow. So I told her I was canceling it. Well, I mean, I'm trying to be understanding here. I am trying to be understanding. She called me a heartless that she's just taking care of her son, and we've been arguing over it. But my stance is they're both able-bodied adults that keep making a series of life decisions that keep them at a standstill, like quitting jobs over little things, smoking, going out, and her always digging them out of their hole.
Like me, when I quit my job, it was an accumulation of many poor decisions, and they wouldn't help. When someone sniffs their own farts too much, has their head too far up their ass, you just have to deal with it, as I did for a year. And nope, after that point, it was the busy summer season that they were setting the entire staff up for failure again. This idea I have, it's the best idea. Even though every single service happening during the concerts has been a complete fucking disaster, but we know what we're doing, despite the fact it's the employees. It's the employees' fault. We aren't setting the entire staff up for failure. Ooh, that got my rage meter up so much. I was like, nope, I can't even be here if I'm not even working those shifts. The fact that you have your head so far up your ass of knowing the right answer, when I have worked with inside festivals, working for How I Met Your Mother, and serving over 100 people. It might have been 150 people staff at in under an hour. I have a picture of that right here of me and the rest of the staff servicing 150 people some pretentious hamburgers in less than an hour.
Their hole is starting to impact our lives more and more.
I have a picture from doing the same thing at Brooklyn Nine-Nine as well. Look at me serving all those burgers up to all those people in an impossible amount of time.
And I didn't sign up for that. Am I the a-hole for canceling our vacation instead of just footing the entire cost myself? Honestly, I don't understand why she expected you to just cover the entire cost of the vacation because she wanted to help out her ex-husband and her son. I understand wanting to help out her son, but the ex-husband, absolutely not. To clarify, she contributes 30% of her
This is 5 years building up. I don't think that he has fully expressed his frustrations. So this is a big explosion after 5 years. You're kind of the asshole, but I'm going to go not the asshole for this Reddit post writer.
Her pay to our joint
Husband number
expenses, bills, utilities, emergency fund, retirement. 70% of her pay she keeps for her personal expenses and to spend or save how she wishes. Dates, vacations, and fun things we choose to do together are budgeted and planned based on what we can afford from our personal funds. Pool that money together, then pay together. It sounds like you've got a pretty decent system set up, especially with the whole like earnings discrepancy. And I think it's a reasonable thing for you to do to put your foot down and say, I'm not footing
Feet people. Charlotte has a little bit of this and that for you people, very much like Lady Decade, who really enjoyed the attention that she was getting from the feet people more than the attention she was getting from the gaming people who she was attempting to appeal to.
the bill anymore. If she wants to spend her money how she wants and to help out her ex-husband, even though I don't like that, or to help out her son, that I understand. If you want to help out your kids and they're in a tough spot, I understand that. But then expecting you to make up the cost of a vacation that now she can't afford because she keeps helping out her ex-husband and her son, that's not fair to you. I think that she needs to learn that you also can't come.
She can't say no to deadbeats. That is her problem. That's why she married a deadbeat. That's why she's helping her son continue to be a deadbeat. She's a softie for deadbeats.
To her rescue when she needs to spend money on other people. Not the a-hole. Why are you married to her since she clearly puts her ex and grown son before you and your marriage? She's enabling their financial irresponsibility and that will never change. I mean, she is kind of putting their needs, and I say that lightly, above.
And the son, you know, it's acceptable for the son's needs to be put above. You know, it's a balancing act. Relationships. That's one of many reasons I don't want children. I don't want that balancing act. I want to. It's already hard enough to keep a relationship going without a little leech of a child. Especially a little leech writer of a child being better than me, you cunt. Well. Full-on demonetization there, doing a callback of that first Redditor being jealous of his son and dropping the C-bomb there. YouTube doesn't like that, and I said it with a lady host. I apologize, Charlotte.
Your needs. I really fail to understand how she's not just simply telling her ex-husband to... OP is subsidizing the ex through a financial polycule.
Who's this guy? I want to see more of his Reddit posts.
What?
Yeah, I would have a very big problem if I found out that my partner was giving his ex money.
Yeah, this is not polyamory with love. It's a polycule financially with the former relationship.
If he was not legally obligated to give his ex money, I would have a serious problem with that. I understand helping out her son, but the ex is just ridiculous. Honestly, I feel like the ex is just kind of talking through the son. Like every time the son asks,
using his son as a puppet. Oh yeah, I bet that is how the first husband gets money out of his ex-wife. Is by the son puppeting the sob story of what's going on. And Fozzie, can you help? Dllon needs money. Give him some money. But I haven't given them a Venmo to help give me some money. Send it to the P.O. box. I don't have a P.O. box either. Give them your address. Well, Fozzie, that's kind of part of the gimmick, is Dllon from somewhere. It's kind of a gimmick that I'm not keeping up with because I'm living here for longer than I have. Give me the money. Give the puppet the money, folks. Put it in my mouth. Money, not your hand. I think that's the first time I actually did puppetry with my puppets back there. I had Alf dance before.
I don't know. I feel like the dad is somewhere there telling him to call his mom. There's no need to keep paying for him, and she's enabling him and her son. OP's not the a-hole, and his wife agreed to pay her share before going on the holiday and spent above her budget knowing this.
closed.
Seriously, this has been going on for more than 5 years. There's no reason for the ex or the son to change their patterns because she's enabling it. And she also has a pattern too. Let's not forget that. OP, your wife is reasoning she has to give them money because she's taking
her pattern from giving her first husband money just has never gone away, and that's something that she's just carrying into this second marriage. Money, yes, Fozzie, we want money. Give us money. It's not many of them, Fozzie. That's why I'm not asking for money, because it's a small amount of people. Darkside Phil does it. I know Darkside Phil asks a small pool of people for money, and it's disgusting because he wants them to wail out. Whereas I wouldn't if I had my Venmo up. Fucking start asking for money, you shithead. Not until we get about 300 subscribers, Fozzie. Then we will start begging for money, pulling out the steel toe begathon. Just be Darkside Phil. We're not being Darkside Phil. Be Darkside Phil. We're not going to be Darkside Phil.
She's taking care of her son. Okay, that I understand again, but not the ex-husband. Like, what the actual fuck? Stop that. Stop taking care of your exes. Don't give your exes money ever.
Unless legally obligated to do so.
Can you get her into marriage counseling so she can understand the fact that she isn't helping her son? She is hurting him. Period. No, I totally agree with that. Constantly coming to the rescue only teaches him that he can't ever figure it out on his own. Like, he's an adult now.
Yeah, the financial stability. I guess I will not drag the skeletons out of this closet fully, but I have family members who didn't learn financial responsibility when they were young, and they still haven't, and they're in their 40s, 50s now, and making a decent amount of money, and they're always fucking broke. Whereas me, I have made less money than them per year, probably forever and ever, but I have had money in the savings account always, even here coming up on a year without a job because of the last one just beat the good worker out of me. I think that good worker, like it's in my blood to be a good worker, not like Darkside Phil, who will have a documentary coming out on him. I'll definitely do a DSP episode. Maybe I'll do one coming up soon. I did 3 Darkside Phils up front. I do enjoy doing a Darkside Phil episode
Now, and he's gonna have to learn that, like, mom.
That is a good way to earn money as well, is to go to Strip Chat, start yourself up a channel, and maybe you'll be a hit. Maybe you can set yourself apart by having a puppet do the work. I haven't seen anyone jerking the gherkin with a puppet. Fozzie, you know what I'm thinking. Don't fucking do it. Do not jerk off into my mouth on Strip Chat. But no one else is doing it, Fozzie. No one else. Maybe someone is. No one is jerking off with a puppet over on Strip Chat. This is something that could be our gimmick. Do it with Alf. Alf's mouth doesn't open. Do it with Mr. Winston. Mr. Winston is a classic puppet who had a career. You... actually, this is my friend's puppet who said you should throw him in the back with the rest of the puppets. So it will not be you, Fozzie. I will buy a puppet of my own. I will have a custom-made puppet. There is a custom puppet maker in town that can help me with that. Boy, I apologize, Charlotte. I have really turned you off on being your co-host with this second round, haven't I?
Mommy's not coming to the rescue all the time anymore. He has the capability to work and support himself. He's choosing not to because he doesn't have to, with her as his safety net. He's already 23. The window to retain is closing rapidly, and soon he will be a copy of his dad. Ooh, period. That's what's up. Her ex is...
That's what's happening. Like deadbeat son, like deadbeat dad is what I said earlier. Or is it the other way around? Like deadbeat father, like deadbeat son. Yeah, that's the way. I said it wrong that most current time. And you're inadvertently training your son to be a deadbeat like his first dad instead of a rich man who gets the lady in the end. I don't know. He didn't say if his wife does anal there or not. So maybe he doesn't get it in the end.
is not her responsibility under any circumstances. If he's careless and gets his car impounded, leading to the son not getting work, that is an issue to solve between father and son. She does not need to fix this for them. And also, her son can take the bus or bike or walk to work. He doesn't need a car to get to work. Can confirm, as someone who still does not drive.
Are you in New York, lady? You're probably not in Los Angeles, or you're doing so well here in the acting stuff that some people are just fucking scared of cars. I understand.
But I also just have to like go into my studio to work. But when I worked somewhere else.
That sounded naughty.
I walked and I took the bus and I took the subway and I got there any way I could because I actually couldn't drive. So can confirm, if you don't drive, you can get your ass on the bus and get to work. You're not the...
In a good amount of places, you can figure out that public transpo without the ride sharing, which does kind of kill your profits for the day if you rely only on the ride sharing.
A-hole idea. Am I the a-hole?
Well, we have gone a little longer on just those first three stories. And Charlotte and we would not have much conflict because I've agreed with her on all three. That's being that I've made this overly filthy. I dropped a C-bomb. I got into porno talk. And there wouldn't be conflict with us disagreeing too often. I like you, Charlotte. I would like to have... please, ma'am, may I have some viewers? But unfortunately, we seem to be too alike because to make a dynamic work, if you were actually to bring on a co-host, you would want someone with a differing opinion. And we might be too much the same. As much as I do enjoy what you're doing over here, I have to admit, I wouldn't make the best co-host because I just agree with you too often, as does Spurgsnake. You've made a fan today, Charlotte Dobre. I randomly found you while looking for someone to fill in for Justin Van Ness's Am I the Asshole? And you are doing a good job. Put Charlotte Dobre in the Gabby Bell category of hosts that I am definitely a fan of. And hope that they do not really dislike me, as Cassie Baxter found these videos and really doesn't like me. Dllon, I know that's a heartbreaker, but she found the videos and she is not a fan. She is very upset at what I did with her co-host auditions and asked me not to do any more. So no more Cassie Baxter. Unless I start being a real asshole, I would know that I am indeed the asshole if there is a Cassie Baxter episode 3. She has specifically asked me, stop doing this. So on to the TikToks with related TikToks. Am I the asshole? This guy does this on lives, discussion times. So here, am I the asshole? One more. We had 3 from Charlotte Dobre, and we will have a 4th one here from discussion times.
Am I the a-hole for not hosting a party my wife planned earlier this week when I had planned long ago to only play video games this weekend? So Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom recently came out today on the Nintendo Switch and I have been looking forward to, and planning for, this.
Sounds kind of quiet, doesn't it? I have it all the way up. It is as high as it will go. It does not get higher than 7 inches. That's what we're working with, folks. So actually,
for years,
this
Zelda has always held a place in my heart where I can escape the mundane of daily life.
My roommate actually has the same agreement with his wife, who obviously is also my roommate. My one roommate has this agreement with his other roommate, and they're married, that when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, he will be incommunicado for 3 days. Do not expect me to cook dinner because that's what he does. We met at a kitchen job. He's a nice chef. I will not be cooking dinner. I will not be emotionally available for 3 days after Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out. So this is a problem that I am familiar with.
Especially as an adult who works a full-time job, pays the bills.
Well, not a scenario. They're understanding people. So I do believe she will adhere to his long in advance notice. I am unavailable for 3 days after GTA 6 is released. But it doesn't sound like this fella's wife adhered to that warning when Tears of the Kingdom was released.
Etc. No kids in the household. It's just me and my wife. Starting 6 or so months ago, I told my wife that when this game came out, I would essentially become a hermit and go into a hole for the entire weekend of its release. I would eat, sleep, breathe Zelda. I continued to reiterate to her my plans every time the topic came up, and even more so as the game got closer to release. I took time off of work as I put this on my work calendar as soon as I knew the launch date.
This guy is ready for it. So far, I am leaning towards you not being the asshole. Mr. Blue Sky is cheering for me to be the asshole. Sounds like he wants a Cassie Baxter episode 3. He is cheering for asshole Dllon, not pussy Dllon.
Date. Fast forward to earlier this week, I reminded her again that I would essentially disappear this weekend to do what I want to do, which is to play the new game all weekend. She then plans a movie night with a bunch of neighbors for tonight, on launch day. I made sure to clean up the house, do the dishes, and even did like 4 loads of laundry and reorganize the linen closet in preparation for this weekend. The time for the party rolled around and I took a break from playing, made all the popcorn and set everything up in our home theater for her, and then went back to play my game. As guests showed up, I welcomed them in and showed them the way to the theater room and continued to play my game. When the movie was over, I greeted them again as they left, and then I helped clean up the kitchen on another short break.
Okay, so he is adhering to what he told his wife, doing some stuff.
Fast forward to now, my wife is mad at me for playing my game downstairs while she hosted the movie night alone. She said it was weird and stupid that I couldn't carve out a couple hours for this movie night. It's just a stupid video game, she is saying. I reminded her that I made my plans for this weekend months ago and that what I did doesn't contradict what I've been telling her I would do for months now. So am I the a-hole for playing my new game while she hosted the movie night?
Not the asshole. The wife is the asshole. Why does tonight have to be the movie night? Wifey poo. Heavy on the poo for this night, scheduling this during a time when I have outright told you, fucking no, gonna be incommunicado. What wife is the asshole? I do not have a gavel like Charlotte Dobre does. Do I have a drop calling someone an asshole? Maybe I should get one of those I'm doing the drops through StreamYard, so it's a little more cumbersome than the way other people do it. Nope, no asshole drops. But we do have some super jail drops. If you haven't seen Super Jail, get yourself some psychedelics and watch it. What a trip. The Simpsons and Super Jail are at the top of my list for watching while you are on a trip in your head. So on to what always takes us out. It is Ghost Light Odyssey. These are Vegas clowns, and these Vegas clowns, they have got a roster. So we have seen Nurse Kaboom. We've seen the Fun Police, and now we have the introduction of Cookie.
My neck, my back, my pussy, my crack. Long ago, all 4 body parts.
So this is Cookie. One more for Cookie. And how do we contact you, Cookie? Do you? Oh, look, it's not even a 900 number. I would assume that Cookie had a 900 number. It's an 800 number to get in contact with Cookie here.
Good morning, and thank you for calling Go Fuck Yourself. Press 1 to get fucked. Press 2 to go fuck yourself. And press 3 to fuck off.
1. I've had enough of number 2. Number 1 would be very nice. For a change, because I have hit number 2 for long enough. I would like a number 1, please, Cookie. Could I get Nurse Kaboom to come in? That would be very nice. Good morning, Welsh Salty. This was a fun episode. I actually played with the puppets for a little bit. I might I might do that more often. And I did hatch a plan to make money with the puppets doing some self-porno. So we will see how that goes. Boy, I just keep saying all the no-no words that once I am monetized will have YouTube saying, nope, you said the C word, you said the porn word, you said the fuck word too many times and too early. And that's why Ryback in the opening gets a gets a bleep on his fuck because it's too early for a fuck. Happy New Year, Welsh Salty. Glad to see you back. And once again, plugging my other stuff. What is this game with Annie? We will be checking out the Arkham Asylum over on the Switch coming up on the 17th over on WITGS YouTube. And the Discord, I think I should ban that person who the whole reason that I shut down the voice chat was because they were attacking someone absolutely viciously and unneeded. There was a second person who was attacking me on another Discord that I was like, well, I should probably get rid of them. They let themselves out the door. So, as long as they don't take their beef with me public and keep it on their own Discord, I see no reason to take it public. So that's the drama being served up over on Discord. And why my Discord? I allowed it to become kind of inactive on life support for a bit because, as I say over here, jabs are okay. Goofing on is okay. Haymakers and trashing people, no bueno. On this format, some other channels, the haymakers are absolutely encouraged and the trashing is absolutely encouraged, but jabs and goofing on, more good-natured. As I've mentioned, there are 2 times in which I do feel kind of bad, in which I did go into the haymaker and trashing territory. And Spurgtopia is a fun Discord. The town of Spurgtopia, I've become a regular resident. And from the name, spurging out, you would think it's a full drama, but it is a lot of fun gifts over there. Thank you, Spurg Snake, for being a fan and helping me be more of an active, be more aware and an active member of the community over at Spurgtopia. So that's the plugs. We are down to 3 episodes per week. I'm trying not to overexpose myself. That's what Strip Chat is for. And we will construct a new puppet and jerk off with it. And we will get famous for it because no one else is doing that. That is a very proper time for keeping it classy as I announce my business plan to jerk off with a puppet online. You need to come up with a gimmick. That's what some of these ladies who are indeed attractive, but there are many other attractive ones who aren't as popular as the ones doing something weird and cosplay and getting people to notice them by doing unique, sexy things. And no one's jerking off with a puppet. So that market is open. Yes, as Spurg Snake said, we try to keep it cool, normal Spurg rules, no porno and no spamming. And I did see an insane person just kick open the door the other day and have a caps lock. What the fuck? And the mayor was like, no, not here, buddy. Not gonna have that happen. Get on, scoot out of here, Mr. Caps Lock and Angry. Spurgtopia, despite Spurg being in the name, is a friendly place. That's another Discord. Highly recommend joining along with mine. And I guess those are the only 2 I'm very active on. Actually, more active over on Spurgtopia than mine because there's a lot of good people over there, and we have fun gifts to share. So that's all for today. I will be back next week. We will have a co-host audition, a TikTok around the clock, and if I improve my booking abilities, a chatting with beloved chatters with a repeat guest, hopefully, who did say they want to come back. So that's an easy booking of someone who did it before and said they want to come back. I've just got to reach out to them and conquer that silly social phobia I have of being a real person. I'm genuine here, but this is performing. It's different than talking to people on a people level. That's fucking scary. Thank you all for joining. Now feel free to go away.
Well, it looks like that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for going on this adventure with me. It's fun being with friends. I'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Places all All join hands, circle left. Now circle right and listen to me. LS, MFT. Elementary corners like swinging on a gate. To right to your honey with the right and left date. Grand right and left around you go. Lucky strike means fine tobacco. Meet your honey and give her a whirl. All swing around with the little girls. Smoke 'em, then you'll see. LS, MFT. Promenade and don't you fall. Promenade around the hall. Lucky strike is first again with tobacco men. Promenade straight down the pike. It's time right now for a lucky strike. Yes, for smoking that you're bound to like, you just can't beat a lucky strike.